Hey everybody, happy Friday. It is so good to see you. Welcome to Ask Deb. I am on the road again and I'm excited to be talking today about really how to recruit new people without feeling like you are harassing and chasing and intimidating and arm twisting other people. So if you've ever felt that internal resistance to recruiting, if you have ever felt that internal energy where you're like, I feel like I'm chasing people. I feel like I am harassing. I feel like I'm doing this for ulterior motives. If you've ever had kind of that internal resistance, and you are going to love, and I do mean love, today's program. So do me a favor, before we get started, I want you to think about anybody in your organization, any of your friends, in your cross line, up line, down line, that have ever complained that they have resistance to sponsoring, resistance to recruiting, resistance to enrolling, resistance to adding people to their team. Maybe they've made a comment like, I can't find them. I don't know where they are. I can't find good people. I don't know what to say. I don't like the feeling. Just think for a second before we go on. Think for a second, who needs to hear an empowering message today about how to shift the energy once and for all so that people are chasing you. So you chasing them, they're chasing you. How would you like that? How would you like to have the energy of you get up in the morning and what you do is you say to yourself, who can I serve today? How can I help? And as you're putting the energy out, so you guys are liking this, right? As you put the energy out in the world, they're coming to you. They're calling you. They're texting you. They're Facebooking you. You guys got it. That's where we're going today, right? So if there's anybody on your team that needs to know that, I want you to message them. I want you to include them. I want you to link them. I want you to share it to them. I want you to get this out because, guys, there's something really important here. And here's what it is that you've been taught a recruiting system that doesn't match you as a woman. You've been taught something that is completely out of alignment with you, and that's why you're resisting. And what I would like to see happen today is after our conversation today, I want you to have a refreshed energy that says, oh, I can't wait to get out there, because here's the truth. People are looking for you. Other women are dying to have this conversation with you. But because of your resistance, your frustration, your fear, your internal energy, they can't have that conversation while you're in that energy. You guys got it? All right, so let's get rocking and rolling. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Deb Erickson, and I'm a business mindset coach. I work with women in sales, in network marketing, entrepreneurs who find themselves in a position where they say, hey, I think my mindset and emotion and maybe my inability to get myself into action is getting in the way of my business. So if that's you, that's who I am creating and sharing this work with. So let me tell you, first of all, that I used to be in the industry myself as a participant. So I started my sales career really in the industry as a rep, recruiting, getting out there and recruiting. And I'm very persuasive. So actually I had a fairly easy job of getting people, convincing them. But internally, it didn't feel good to me. It just was kind of like, oh, right? I don't like the feeling, but I could do it. So I was one of those people that could do it, but always had internal energy around it. And one day, I had a coach that told me a fascinating story. And it changed everything for me because I kept saying, I can't seem to find the people that just are like me, that'll just really grow the business. What I was doing is I was convincing people and then pressuring, right, and pushing. And it was like, oh, there's so much external energy that's going out that I'm pushing people. And I thought if I could just do it differently. So I had a friend tell me a story. So I'm going to share the story with you today because it was one of those light bulb moments that changed everything for me. So the story goes like this. There is a man who is walking down a street, and he comes up to a woman who is standing at a little light outside the house, right? Like a nightstand or a light stand. And she's crawling around looking in the dirt for something. And he said, ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? She said, I'm looking for my keys. I'm looking for my keys. I can't find my keys. And so he gets down on his hands and knees and he helps her, and they're crawling through the dirt and the rocks and the weeds, and they're looking for the keys. And he's like, what do they look like? And she said, exactly. They have a little blue hook to them, and there's a little brown tab, and my children's pictures are on a little circle. And so she gave him all the information that he needed to help her look for her keys. Looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. And couldn't find the keys, couldn't find the keys, couldn't find the keys. And finally he gets kind of exhausted. He's like, I got to get going, lady. But before he leaves, he said, well, I got to go, but let me help you kind of think through where you might have dropped the keys. And she said, oh, I didn't drop the keys. He said, what do you mean you didn't drop the keys? And she said, oh, no, I'm pretty sure that I misplaced them. He said, you misplaced them? I thought we're looking here. And she said, oh, no, I think I misplaced them. They're probably somewhere in the house. The guy stands up and he goes, what? What do you mean? And she said, well, it's really dark in there. And I'm looking here because there's light. But he wants to strangle her. He's like, I don't understand. She said, well, you can't look for something in the dark. You have to go where there's light so you can look at it. And the guy said, so you're telling me that even though you know that the thing you're looking for isn't here, the only reason you're looking here is because there's light here? And she said, yes. So he walks away completely disgusted with the entire thing. And the woman continues to look and scrounge around in the dirt. Now, my coach said to me early on, Deb, you can scrounge around in the dirt. In other words, talk to people that happen to be in front of you because it's easy, because there's light, because there's something right there. You can just talk to strangers if you want. Or you can figure out who it is you are looking for and know where they are so that you look directly for them where they are, not scrounge around in the dirt because it's easy. You guys feel it? So I'm here to tell you that I'm guessing many of you are looking for the keys. You're looking for your recruits where people are. You're not deciding who you want to find and then going to that place to find them. You guys get it? So stop. Stop it. Stop scraping around in the dirt. Stop trying to recruit. Stop trying to twist people's arm and convince them. I used to take classes, the art of persuasion. How do you get someone, capture them, and then, twist them around and mentally they go, okay, I'll join. And then you spend your whole career with them, fighting them, pushing them, pulling them, dragging them. And it was in that moment that I thought, I have an entire group of people that I found in the dirt, and I convinced them to join my team, and then I tried to push them and craze and move them so that they would grow. You guys get it? So let's stop. You want to make a pledge with me today? It's like, stop scraping around in the dirt. Stop it, stop it, stop it. What we've got to do is decide who it is you're looking for, and then where do they live? Find them, invite them in a really different way. All right, so I'm going to give you some neuro tools. Neuro tips. The first neuro tip is this. You can't find what you're not looking for. Whoa. Right? Whoa. You can't find what you're not looking for. Okay, that's kind of the light shade example. You can't find what you're not looking for. So let's get specific about what we're looking for so we can find it, so it can find us. Okay, so if you can't find what you're not looking for, let's talk about the second really important neuro tip that I want to give you, and it's this, right? That positive energy moves at a faster pace than darkness. heaviness, doubt, fear, resistance is slower moving energy. So lightness, joy, happiness, passion moves faster. You guys get it? So if you hang out in positive energy, in light energy, in love energy, in joy energy, you will be moving at a faster rate, which also means that energy that moves faster is more attractive. It is more magnetic. So when you get up in the morning and you put yourself in light energy, love, passion, positive, enthusiasm, hope, expectation, when you elevate your energy first thing in the morning, your energy is moving faster. It is more buoyant. It is more magnetic. It is more exciting. You feel it? So why is that so important? Because guys, what we want to do is identify who it is we're looking for, because you can't find them if you don't know who you're looking for. We're going to identify who you're looking for, and then what? Then we're going to put your energy in a space that can get out into the world and move with more ease and more light and more energy so they can find you. They can see you. It's like you flip the light on and all of a sudden they're not looking in the darkness for an answer to their concerns and their solution. You are standing out. You are that bright light on the hill, right? That says, hey, I got something amazing. Come this way. You got to turn on the light. You got to flip the switch, turn on the light so that your energy is the fastest moving energy around. You guys get it? So stop finding people in the dirt and twisting their arms and trying to convince them to join. Instead, be the light on the hill. The light on the hill calls people to you. Feeling it? This is going, yes, Kathy Lee, you got to go back and do your ideal business partner and your ideal customer worksheets from class, because when you do that, it's clear. It's like, bam, this is who I want. Then once you know who you want, number one, you can tell other people, I'm looking for this, right? Number two, the person that comes to you, you're like, you know immediately, are you who I'm looking for or not, right? Are you the person I want on my team? Yes or no? I know. It's not about convincing someone. But here's the third most important piece I'm going to give you today. As women, we are nurturers. As women, we like to have a tribe that we take care of, right? We like to nurture and teach and train and coach and mature. We really are not the hunters. We tend to be the gatherers. Come and let me give you what you need. You know, when I was in the industry, I noticed that the thing I resisted the most was recruiting, selling, all of that stuff. It was like, ugh. I hated the grabbing of people and bringing them over. What I loved to do was problem solve. What I loved to do was solution, anything where we were solving problems and getting solutions. What I loved was teaching. What I loved was coaching. What I loved was mentoring. What I loved was uplifting. I loved that. And I kept saying to my sponsor, if you could just bring me people, I could change their lives. And he's like, yeah, but you got to go get the people first so that you can change their lives. And again, it was a light bulb moment that, if I want to change lives, if I want to impact the world, they have to be in my space. They had to be on my team. I had to be connected to them in some way or I could never affect them. And I was like, so I have to get them on my team in order to elevate their lives, in order to uplift them, in order to breathe life and confidence and love and joy into them. So if I was going to impact them, they had to be close to me. That was kind of like a light bulb moment. So I'm not twisting somebody's arm so they'll sell stuff. What I'm doing is I'm attracting people that I can mentor and support and encourage and uplift. I'm going to have a bigger influence in the world if I have a bigger team. It's like it gave me permission to go hog wild in building a massive team, because before I had all my own stuff about, it's just ego, it's just money, it's like arm twisting, it's convincing, all this stuff. I'm just trying to get something out of people. And I was in resistance because I had all this negative wiring around recruiting. And then all of a sudden it was like, here's the difference. Here's the truth. If I want to impact people's life, I got to get them on my team. They got to join me. And so all of a sudden I went on this huge join me, You know how now you have GoFundMe? Well, I used to have Go Join Me. It's kind of like, hey, get on the team so I can get into your life, so I can support you and help you. So I can't be your coach unless you're on my team. I can't support you in this way unless you're there, because this is our community. This is our tribe. You guys feel it? So as I was doing that, as I was attracting people, what I realized is all of a sudden my language changed. And my language was not the language of acquiring or getting. So look at my hands. This is what some of you do. You're getting. You're going out to acquire. Mentally, this is how you're approaching it, is I have to find people. I have to get people and pull them in. Okay, so feel that? So as women, we tend to resist this because it's not our normal behavior. We're not the hunters. We don't get and then manipulate and pull in. That's why sometimes you don't feel authentic when you're doing that. What do? Well, what we do is we serve, right? So I want you to feel the difference. Do this with your hands. Put them up. Feel that energy, and then feel this energy. Feel the difference between and So when we're in service, what we are doing is we are offering up our gifts and our talents and our products, right? And our training and our coaching. We're doing And as you do that, it changes everything, because all of a sudden what you're really saying every single morning is, who can I serve? Who needs my help? Who's in pain? Who has a problem? Who is it out there that needs something that I have to give? And the truth is, the only way I can really give is if if they have to be with me, they have to be on my team, they have to be surrounded by me, right? They have to be someplace where I can pour into them. And so in the spirit of service, all of a sudden, it shifts. For me, it was one of the big shifters. My business almost quadrupled. I want to say overnight because it was fast. It was within a couple months. My business quadrupled because when I stopped doing this with resistance, I could still do it because I'm a good persuader. So I could still do it, but I didn't like it. It didn't feel good. I didn't like who I was when I went to bed at night, right? I kept trying to talk myself into, well, I'm doing good, but I didn't like it. And when I did this, it was like somebody just took the brakes off, and I was able to go wild, right? And then I got up every morning. I was like, who needs me today? Who is God putting in my path? Who is it that's been praying for me? Who wants me? Who's looking for me? How do I get out there? How do I make myself available to them? How do I get my name out big time? And then I was marketing. I was like a marketing wild woman, because I was like, they need me. They need my stuff. And so and then one more thing before I get off that thought. When somebody said no to me, it was like, okay, cool. Because I wasn't trying to convince them. I was looking for someone to serve. So when someone said to me, yeah, that's not me, it meant nothing to me. It was like, oh, okay, no big deal. I told this story in one of my classes the other day. It reminds me of the switch of like an Easter egg hunt. You remember when you were a kid and you were supposed to go look for Easter eggs? You have your basket. Well, my first Easter egg hunt, I didn't get the concept. And so we were competing, as siblings, we were all competing for who could find the most. And I didn't really understand that we were specifically only looking for the Easter eggs. And so I would just go out and find all kinds of junk in the yard. And I just put everything in my basket because my idea was have the most stuff and you win. Well, of course, when it got down to counting, my parents would only count the eggs. They didn't count all the junk that I found in the yard. And so I was so disappointed my first year, but then I got it. Oh, we're looking for something very specific, right? So every time we had an Easter egg hunt, when Easter came around, I was so excited because it was like I got it. I knew that there were eggs out there. Okay, now watch this. I knew there were eggs. I understood the whole point of the exercise was to find the eggs and bring the eggs back. It was not to try to find junk in the yard and convince my parents that they were eggs, because that's what I did the first year and it didn't work, right? And I got it. It was like, oh, just don't even bother with those that aren't ready, if they're not the egg, if it isn't what I'm looking for, don't do it. One year, I found little birdie eggs. little birdie eggs. And it was really interesting as I look back that I was old enough to distinguish the fact that, yes, it was an egg, but it wasn't the right egg. There was a colored egg I was looking for, not just an egg. You guys get it? You're not looking for just anything, then trying to convince it. You're looking for something specific. You're looking for women who need and want what you have to offer in the way of a product, and what you have to offer in the way of a community, what you have to offer in the way of an opportunity. You guys get it? There's a distinction, and when you make the distinction, it will set you free. It will set you free, I'm telling you. Because all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and go, oh, I get this. I get this. No convincing, no harassing, no chasing, no arm twisting. That's not what I am. What I am is a problem solver. What I am is a relief bringer. What I am is a solution giver. What I am is the thing that they've been looking for, wanting, praying for, all of that. And all I got to do is go find the right egg. I got to find the right Easter egg that's been hard-boiled and colored up real pretty. That's what I'm looking for. You guys get it? All right. So here's what I want you to know. I want you to take the pledge with me. So put up your right hand and say this. I am not in the convincing business. I am not in the convincing business. I'm not in the convincing business. I am in the solution business. I am in the problem-solving business. I am in the prayer answering business. I am in the giving away a gift business. You guys get it? I'm there to give them what they need. Changes everything. You should have a lighter heart right now. You should have energy that says, let me at it. Let me go spend my day today seeing how many people I can help. How many Easter eggs can I find? How many people out there are asking for me? So when someone says to me, yeah, that's not me, I can go, okay, great. But if you know somebody who's in pain, who wants a solution, let me know, because that's what I do. I solve problems. I answer pains, right? I'm there to bring solutions. I'm there to uplift. I'm there to shine my light on the hill. So if you know anybody who needs me, please let me know. And you have a great day. You guys see it? It's so much fun to talk to people. And rejection means nothing. It just means they're not the Easter egg, but they probably know where some of the Easter eggs are hidden. Have you seen any of them? That's the other thing I always did as a kid, is I always talked to everybody else. Have you seen any eggs? Where are the eggs around here? I was great at asking for referrals. You guys, this business should light up your life. It should free your heart. There should be passion. There should be energy here, because you are doing one of the greatest, you're bringing one of the greatest gifts that there is on this planet. Listen, I'm going to blow you away, okay? You're bringing one of the greatest gifts there is on the planet. You know what it is? It's not the product. It's not even the opportunity. It's you. You are bringing you in your fullness to the planet. You are saying, I'm going to bring my gift and talent to the world every single day. I'm going to offer myself in service and see who needs me, who wants me, who's out there. And some days I found lots of people, and some days not at all, just like an Easter egg hunt. Sometimes you get in one corner of the yard and there's a million of them there, and sometimes not. It's an adventure. It's an opportunity for you to let people find you. It's an opportunity for you to solve problems. You guys getting this? Oh my gosh. If you will shift, if you will make this shift around recruiting, if you'll make this shift, I don't care what name you guys give it. I don't care what name you give it. Okay? If you make this shift, that you are not doing this, you are doing this. It'll change your relationship and it'll change your life. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Please do me the honor, if you found this valuable, say so. Give us a little yes, and then share it. Share it like crazy. Let's change the women of the world. Let's change how they see themselves in relationship to the recruiting process. You guys got it? I hope you had an amazing time. Love you much. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, one last thing. Make sure you're checking out our new podcast. A lot of people are finding it on iTunes. You can also find it at our website, ICANinstitute.com, up where it says podcast, free stuff for your team. So please share our podcast, check out and share our Ask Deb. Let's change the identity of who we are and what we offer the world. Got it? All right, guys. Bye-bye, everybody. See you soon.